Hi everyone! Today I am going to do a video comparing a Reborn art doll to a Berenguer Collectible factory made doll. I get a lot of questions in my comment section about affordable alternatives to Reborn dolls, cheaper dolls, dolls that are better for maybe younger collectors, for your children or your grandchildren. And Berenguer dolls are a really great choice. They're also a really great choice if you're an adult doll collector, because I myself collect these dolls and love them. Reborns are my absolute favorite, but Berenguer dolls are my second favorite. So I thought I would share them next to each other and maybe talk about it a little bit, talk about, well, comparing the two. Also, sorry if you're hearing a bunch of yelling in the background. That is my oldest, and he got up from a nap a little while ago. Now is a little too wild. Anyway, before we begin, I'm going to tell you some info about this little one and this little one so that all of the frequently asked questions will be answered. This little guy is the Lulu sculpt by Joanna Kazmierzak, and he was reborn by Mandy Marks of Chrysalis Dolls. She does amazing work. I say that in every video that I feature her work in, but really her work is some of the best in my opinion. And he is about the size of a large newborn. He wears newborn clothes and 0 to 3 month clothes, but he can't really wear 3 month. He's kind of like in between newborn and 0 to 3 month, more on the newborn side in my opinion. Then this little girl is 21 inches long. She's actually a lot bigger than he is, if you can see that. Quite impressive for a factory made doll, really, because a lot of times some of the realistic factory made dolls are quite a bit smaller. Not always, but I was impressed at how big she is. She fits in 0 to 3 month and 3 month size. As far as I know, this doll's sculpt does not have a name. Berenguer does name some of their sculpts and some they don't, as far as I know. And as far as I know, I'm pretty sure that this one doesn't have a sculpt name. But she is really adorable. Little grumpy face, side glancing eyes. She is also full body vinyl and anatomically correct. So she's really fun to dress up. And maybe if you wanted to do like role play bath time or something with her, you could do that. But I wouldn't recommend completely submersing her in water, because you don't want to get water inside of a vinyl doll. It will create mold. Anyway, so if you do have any further questions about these dolls, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I will answer them as soon as I can. I've been pretty good about answering comments lately, so I try my best. Now that I have shown these dolls a little bit, let me get this camera onto a tripod so that I can talk without shaking the camera around everywhere. That would definitely make it easier. I hope that this camera angle works, but throughout the video I will be inserting different close-up pictures of the doll's details. So as I'm talking, this camera angle isn't really going to make a big difference in the info I'm putting out there for you all, and like I said, you will be seeing detailed photos throughout the video. First of all, let's start with a little bit of what a reborn doll is and how these dolls actually start off as the same thing. So both of these dolls start off with a sculptor sculpting them, a person that will sculpt the doll. Now here's where their journeys kind of change. The Reborn doll sculptor will ship off their clay sculpture to a factory, and they will produce that into a mold and make it into blank vinyl, and it is blank at that point. Then artists and collectors will purchase that blank kit, and collectors will either get it custom made. If they would like a custom order, they'll, you know, talk to an artist and schedule a custom order with the artist if the artist does custom orders, or artists will buy the kits and offer them as a custom order, or will create make-to-sell dolls. That's just an example of a couple things. The point is that the blank kit will get to the artist will paint it, put it together, weight it after it's painted. Some of the reborn dolls will also have rooted hair. where you take a needle and insert hairs through the vinyl head so that the doll will have hair. Some dolls have painted hair. My Lulu here has painted hair. Some Reborn doll sculpts are limited edition and some are not. My Lulu here, he is limited edition and he is now sold out, hard to find, and everybody just loves this sculpt. I personally was drawn to the Lulu sculpt because he looks a lot like my oldest son as a baby, and so I had the artist actually bring him to life to look very similar to my son. It's kind of like having a moment in time. It's really cool. It's like having a cuddly portrait. Anyway, the Berenguer dolls kind of start off the same. Somebody sculpts them, and then from there they're sent off to a factory and made into vinyl. But with Berenguer dolls, they are not hand painted. They are painted in a factory, and so obviously the Berenguer doll doesn't have nearly as much detail as the Reborn doll. You see the Reborn, he has veins and mottling and blushing. His nails are done. He looks like a living, breathing baby, whereas the Berenguer doll is very realistic, but definitely doesn't have the same super ultra realistic look to them. But there's a huge price difference between Reborn dolls, especially high quality Reborn dolls, and depending on the sculpt, artist, a bunch of different factors, and a Berenguer doll. A Berenguer doll, I believe I paid $90 for this Berenguer doll, so less than $100, but still a super high quality, really fun, really realistic doll. Whereas I'm not going to say exactly how much I paid for my Reborn doll, but I will say that he is worth hundreds. I am sorry if you hear all that noise in the background. Just, I have a family, life, you know. It is what it is. Have to film videos when I have a opportunity to do so. Berenguer dolls come in a wide range of prices as well. So a lot of them you can get for under $100. Actually, Walmart sells a little preemie Berenguer doll for only $20, I believe. It's $20 or $25. And then you can also find them secondhand for $20, $30. On Amazon, you can find some for like $20 all the way up to $60. There are some that are closer to $100. There are also cloth body Berenguer dolls and full body vinyl Berenguer dolls. I prefer the full body vinyl ones, but maybe I'll get a cloth body one, especially if it's a special edition in the future. We'll see. Berenguer dolls also do not come with weighting in them, so they don't feel like holding a real baby. That can be changed. You can add weighting to a Berenguer doll and make it very similar feeling to hold as a Reborn doll. These full body vinyl dolls, you can also take them apart and put them on a cloth body if you would like to. It's a little more difficult for the full vinyl dolls because of the way that their head connects to their torso. It's a little difficult. You have to find the right piece to be able to put them on a cloth body, but it's not impossible. A lot of people do it. Now I will share some comparison photos of their feet and their hands next to each other, just so you can get an idea of the difference. Berenguer dolls also have sculpted on hair, and I believe it's probably, what is it, like airbrush painted or something like that, you know, sprayed on. They don't really have much detail painting wise in their hair, but they have a lot of detail sculpting wise on their hair. Whereas Reborn dolls do not have sculpted on hair. They, like I said, artists either paint it, root it, or a combination of both. A really cool fact about Berenguer dolls, though, is that they have been around since the 80s, and Berenguer dolls were some of the very first dolls that people took to make into Reborn dolls. Some ladies really wanted more realistic dolls, so they started painting Berenguer dolls, and that's how this hobby started, actually. It's really cool. It's actually kind of hard to find a lot of history on the Reborn hobby, like how it got started and everything, at least from my research I've done. I should do some more research, see if more info has been put out there and made more available. As far as the price range, Berenguer dolls are definitely worth their price, and these are the dolls I would definitely recommend the most for young collectors, because even if you purchase something like a Paradise Galleries doll or a Ashton Drake doll, those are still dolls that you need to be careful with, you know? Whereas Berenguer dolls, they hold up a lot better to children playing with them. And yeah, so for young collectors, these are the dolls I would recommend, plus for the price range, because these dolls are usually cheaper than a Paradise Galleries doll or Ashton Drake doll. A little spoiler for you all, I have some Paradise Galleries dolls and Ashton Drake dolls coming to the channel, which I will also be comparing to Reborn dolls and talking about the quality and doing reviews and things like that. So that's going to be lots of fun. I've gotten so many requests for videos like that, so I thought that it would be fun to start making more of those videos. Anyway, I have got to get going because I have to get ready to go out with my family, and my little ones are getting a little bit fussy. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions about comparing Reborn dolls to Berenguer dolls, let me know in the comments. I will try my best to help you, and thanks for watching, everyone.